So, very warm good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to the program that we have scheduled now, that is on using mind maps in the language classroom. But first of all, I think it's important for us to introduce ourselves. We are what is called the ELE Forum. We are the collective group of research scholars, MPhil and PhD research scholars. We started this group as a forum for academic discussions in the year 2010. And for the past 10 years, we've been having many discussions on emails and group discussions and so on. And one of the discussions we had, and we also have, apart from some 250 research scholars, we also have several faculty members of the English language education school in the EFL University in Hyderabad, Shillong and Lucknow. That's for, that's just to introduce ourselves. Though you can see me live here, you can also see Sharon and Sony, who are helping us in putting this together. And we also have Cherry Matthew Philippos, who unfortunately is not on screen. He's not available here. He's attending to more pressing matters. Why we had several discussions in the past few weeks, especially, and one of the discussions centered around the topic or concept called mind maps, and it gained a lot of traction and lots of interesting discussions happened. And in the middle of that those discussions, our own Arul Nehru, who's also who's our PhD scholar in our school, he offered to conduct a workshop for anybody who is interested on using mind maps in the language classroom. Then we requested him to go for an hour's talk instead of a workshop, because we thought it would give us a larger perspective, a broader perspective. And once we gain the perspective, those of us who are very interested in pursuing this further can go ahead and attend a workshop, a day-long workshop on using mind maps in the classroom. So that's how this all began. And this is one of several events that we have planned as part of larger academic activities and discussions. The next event that we have is a panel discussion by a distinguished former faculty of our university. You can see on the screen the four stalwarts names: Professor Paul Gunashekhar, Professor Geeta Durairajan, Professor Raj Gopal, and Professor Mohan Raj. They have kindly accepted to discuss or participate in a panel discussion on the very current topic, which is National Education Policy 2020. So most of us who have anything to do with education, this is a policy document which will have repercussions for us and implications for us. So we look forward to having a lively discussion with these four stalwarts, who are all former faculty of the EFL University in Hyderabad. Having said that, while we are going through this this program, we will also have a link to this Google form, which we can all fill in order to participate in this panel discussion in a similar fashion. Right? Quickly, I want to say two things. One is this YouTube that we started, this YouTube channel. It was just as a repository of this knowledge that the rich knowledge that we have access to, and we have no commercial interest in this. It's purely for academic reasons. Right? Having said that, let's go to the main thing that we are here for. Arul Nehru is with us. He's going to present a talk to us on the topic using mind maps in the language classroom. Is Arul there? Can we see him? Oh, he has muted himself. Yeah. While he comes on screen, let me talk to you about him. Arul did his B.Ed, his MPhil, and his PhD in the EFL University in Hyderabad. and he also has an MEd from the Regional Institute of Education in Mysore. He also has postgraduate degrees. There is MAs in both English and linguistics from Pondicherry University and Annamalai University, and a NET in education. Arul has taught the COP, there is a proficiency course in Hyderabad. He has taught at the CELT in Usmania University. He has taught at an engineering college called CMR College of Engineering, and he was also until recently an assistant professor on the pedagogy of English at the Regional Institute of Education in Mysore. Sharon, have we lost Arul? Where is Arul?
Yeah. Arul,
yeah, I think he's coming online. There was some connectivity issue at Arul's end, so we have Arul joining us shortly.
Arul is with us, Deepesh.
Yeah.
Arul?
Yes.
Yes. Could you please unfreeze your
video? Arul?
Yeah, can we see you?
Yeah, I can see Deepesh.
The second thing I wanted to tell all of you, apart from the YouTube thing, was we're dealing with technology, and we're dealing with technology in such a way that we are at different geographical locations. So please bear with us if there is any technical glitch, because our technical guru, the one who handles it all with ease, like fish in water, Cherry Matthew, he is not with us because he had something urgent to take care of. So please forgive us and bear with us if there is any technical issue. Yeah. Can we have Arul on?
Arul, can you turn your video on, please? We are not able to see you.
Yes, I'm coming on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That is Arul Nehru, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Arul Nehru. I request him to take over from here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shanshan, for the opportunity today on Mind in English Language Classroom. I'm really happy to present it and excited to see my teachers, my friends, and learners and researchers. Thank you very much. So let me start my yes. Yeah, looking very good. Finally. So you can see the first slide that we have webinar series. This is the first webinar series that we are doing actually. 1 minute, I will make clear. Yes, now it's clear. Okay, so please everyone, look at the map. How does it look? You can see there are colors, central ideas, some images, icons, everything here. Let me see clearly. Yes, now you think yourself what it is. How does it look like this? What is this? If somebody asks, people generally use mind map. Okay, according to you, it could be anything. It can be some infographic, you can call it. But you have to understand what it is. For example, the first question we say in this webinar series, why mind map is getting popular? And it's like everybody is calling mind map, mind map. I'm learning mind map, and people are using mind map. Just why don't you try mind map? So what is actually in this? I will show you. Mind map, first one, is graphic organizer that you can remember as a visuals. Another thing, it is a non-linear. So, for example, if I talk about colors, everybody can look at left side blue color immediately. If I talk about something lines, what about the lines and features? Immediately you can look at the right side. Lines thicker, organic, and you can see connected. And it could be words. And if I say something about words, you can say keywords. So immediately I can move. If I ask somebody, like directly. Can you see images? People directly look at left side images, yellow color. So I'm going to the normal traditional way of reading the paragraph. You can see here. If I talk about something about keywords, keywords we have to use one keyword for one line. I can say. Can you directly locate it? If I say something about colors, can you go and say, so can you locate it, the main branch with center? If I come back to the mind map, if I say, can you identify structure and branch? And you can also remember. Even you can say, I can go to the text. I can say, which side was color, which side was, what are the features you have seen about this? Everything comes as a image view. Everything comes as a image view. So you can directly see and recollect information that you have to understand. But when it comes to the text, normal reading, text is a linear one of a blank page, and you have to go brain freedom. When you look at the map, and different colors, different all the ideas are, we can say it's a systemation that we have. So we can also say when we think about the concepts are available as one word and images as a keyword and images. But when it comes to the text, it is completely work differences between and use. Yeah, look at this. This is based on the meaning, and colors are praying red color, all negative color, and green color, all about positive things. And what are the categories? Principles, four principles, you can see it. If I say the third point, relevance, you can directly, you can see the relevance focus on topic. Don't digressions. Focus on something you don't know, away from your way. Let us see here questions that have we done this before?
I think we seem to have some network connectivity issues at Arul's end. Arul,
Fine. The first one is what is mind map? What is network map? And what are the differences? How to use? It is good. Which one? People ask many questions about this. Hello, Deepesh, please go ahead.
Arul, your voice is breaking. Your voice is
Hello,
breaking,
Deepesh.
and the audio is not clear.
Okay, I will go little slower.
Audio is not clear.
Okay, right. Let me go through like little slow. So these are the frequently asked. So if you know what it is, make it. So the next one, if you see, when to use mind map. While reading or after reading or before reading something like this, after comprehension something. And because we are in constructive paradigm, because we have to construct the knowledge. It is not previously you make something and directly distribute something as a mind map. Mind mapping, that is what we call it, ing, form, not just mind map. To see you in the beginning itself, when I show you, how do you perceive it? Mind map as some other map or something else. So when you are making, you have to think about others, how do they perceive your mind mapping. The next one, who is using mind map supports SW, listening survey, apps like for anything to develop in language skills. The next question on poor learners, whatever you call it. Generally, people say if you use mind map, you will become smarter and slow learners. So we have to use and check how it works. And next question, you see, why is mind mapping is non-linear? Just now you have seen it. Why it is non-linear and more effective to locate the information and recollect and understand as why does learning it better when mind maps are used? For example, I'm using mind map for 11 years. I could understand my learning is better when mind maps are used. For example, I'm using mind map for 11 years. I could understand my learning is getting better. The way I read text is different because when I read, I think and then make it so mind maps are there. I will show you the book, the language series called Language series. The next one, do we is it necessary to learn mind map? It is yours because people are there with the different learning styles, verbal learner and visual learner. So we have highlighted the learning word because we are keep on learning. Whatever we learn, we have to check something. So we have to say, how do you assess mind maps of the learners? Because you teach them, they are interested in mind mapping. And finally, they say, how do you assess them? They are interested in mind mapping. And finally, they say, how do you assess them? Because but you don't assess them. They are interested in mind mapping. And finally, they say, how do you assess them?
Arul, can you hear me, Arul? Arul,
People, when we think we can use mind mapping, time you can making mind maps, mind map.
Arul, can you hear me?
So next one you see, yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Arul, we can.
Dipesh, please.
Yeah, Arul, we can hardly hear you, Arul. It's It's your voice is breaking. Is it because of the presentation? Can we just have you speak with the?
That I don't think so.
Hmm.
With
Because
okay, audio is breaking. That's what people are saying.
yeah,
One,
voice is breaking.
mm-hmm.
Arul, as a suggestion, could you please
Is it
speak? Yes, I think it's using up a considerable amount of bandwidth. So may I request you to please just talk about mind maps and all the information that you can offer us. If you can just come back on video and stop presenting, I
mm-hmm.
think it will help us
Okay.
with a better presentation, because the audio is just not clear and we are not able to understand the
Mm-hmm.
the slides. So could you please come back on video for us and talk to us about mind maps?
Okay. Okay. Yes. I will stop presenting here. My voice. Hello, Sharun.
Yes, Arul, you can come back
Yes.
on, you can talk to us now.
Yeah. Right. I hope now my voice is clear.
Yes, very clear.
You want me to the screen? It is taking time. Okay.
Can you just talk to the audience now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Then shall I enable my camera then?
Yes,
Hello.
please. We'll try that option. Yes, please.
Yeah. So in between, I will share the screen so that they can see it. In between, I can stop my video so that they can see the screen 1 minute. Sorry for the audio break. I hope it is clear. Sharun?
Yes, yes, Arul, go ahead and speak. You can explain the concept. Some people are
Mm.
saying they
Now,
don't.
now it's clear, right?
Yes, some people are saying that mind map is a new idea to them and they'd like to listen to
Mm.
uh, what a mind map is,
Mhm.
etc. So go ahead, please.
Okay. Mm. Yeah. Right. So now I have said about mind map as information organizer, because you have seen the information is organized in a way so that you can see it clearly, like non-linear way. Another, we can also think about the thinking tool, because when we think, we make mind map in the visual form. That time we try to think of using mind map. So another, I told you, whenever we have a complex ideas that we wanted to make it simplified manner. So we can also call it as information system. So you make the concepts and simplify and give to others, or simplify for yourself to understand better. Yeah. So now you can understand later. People are saying mind map is very useful tool for learning purpose as a strategy, learning strategy. People are, the students are saying it's more effective compared to the previous, generally what we are doing it. And when you see Tony Bazan, the person who um, created the mind map, the inventor of mind map, he says it is an expression of radiant thinking. So you think differently, take central idea and go radiant way so that you can unlock your potential. What you think more? How do you use? So brain is used, like when you say the brain uses colors and sounds and visuals and verbals, and many things are there. So when you are seeing the graphics and nonlinear, you use many, that is we call multimodal, not the same tone like a monochrome, like mono model, it is a multi-model. So when you say the next slide, it talks about why he called it as mind map, because he says the brain is the main organ for learning process. So he can't call it as brain mapping, because in the medical field they also map the brain. Here you see here, so that he calls it as mind mapping, because mind is for thinking as a thinking tool. So you can say the next he says we use in the mind map both sides of the brain, left side and right side. For example, left side for reading, reasoning, logic, conceptualizing. When it comes to right side, we use spatial thinking, visuals, drawings, and we also use for creativity, musics. For say you can say if you want to make it drawings, graphic designers use most of the right brain. So here we use colors, visuals, and verbals, everything. So that means we are trying to use maximum area of our brain so that it attracts you and gets your attention. It makes more interesting compared to the linear way of reading it. And when you see Anthony Seldon says learning is a boring experience for students. When you say, shall we start learning? They'll say, no, sir, because learning is about recalling, recording, memorizing, something we are like bombarding with many informations. But he says until you make the learners engage actively, there is no interest. So mind mapping is known tool as a learning tool, so that we can construct the knowledge and more enjoyable way, and makes the learner to be more interested in, so that you can understand how they are engaged in. For example, whenever I give them text for reading purpose in my research, they will be sitting what to read and where, be like very passive kind of things. But when I give them white paper and color pencils and then reading passage, what they're doing very actively engaging with that, looking at the text and reading it and then thinking what is that, and then trying to make informations in organized way. Something they called me and sir, some mistake is there, I want to reorganize it, then I give another paper. So they try to make it interestingly. We could see how they are active when it is coming to the mind mapping here. So I will say some thing like Tony Bazan has shared in his presentation that I will show you the picture later. It is Charles Darwin's thing. I think 1 minute I can share the picture so that I can say people can understand it. Yes. Please, can you make it? Yeah. Just for 1 minute. Right. You could see the picture here. Darwin started writing, I think, but he did not start writing after that. He is making some diagram there, some kind of mapping there. He wanted to show that what he is thinking. So you can clearly see that. The next slide I would like to show, it is Da Vinci's picture, very complex pictogram. You can see a lot of informations are there through picture form. Right, let me come back to the presentation. Right, yeah. I hope you understand the complex mechanisms that we use for mapping it. It can be simplified, as you can see Charles Darwin is simplifying the concept. Same way you can see Darwin is making complexing with many informations there. It is a puzzle drawing, we can say. So when you say mind mapping can be simplified, or we can also make it more complex ideas, we can organize visually. So now you can understand Joseph Novak. Joseph Novak is based on Azubel's meaningful learning theory. So he has developed similar to this mind mapping. He made it as concept map. So I would like to show what is meaningful learning. So let me see. I will show you the picture. 1 minute. Yes. Here you can see meaningful learning. It requires three things: learners' prior knowledge, meaningful material selected by the teacher, and you can say learners choose not rote learning but linking the new knowledge with the prior knowledge. So here I made one small slide. So let's see how it is constructed. Please look at it. Yes, I come back to the presentation. So you can understand what you mean by meaningful learning based on Joseph Novak's meaningful learning is like Azubel's theory. So here in my research, what I started doing is I wanted to develop reading. So I understand text is there, reader is there, but how to make it more interesting? So the one way to do that, it is adding something called activity. What kind of activity I can add it? So I have been looking at what activity we can do it for to understand things from the text. Then I understand reader, text, and context is very essential because reader and text, if you change the context, the meaning also changes. The comprehension is changing. So I finally come to know text, reader, context, and activity. For that activity, I would like to search something, the tool, very interesting tool. So finally, I come across something like mind mapping. I started analyzing it. Is it useful? How to use it? How to do the research? Because first time I'm doing it, I was not aware of many things. Then for 11 years after studying, I try to understand the mind map and use it in my teaching, use it in my own learning. Then I also taught my friends and asked their feedback. So many things happened with this period. So if you want to see one tool I would like to show, there are different types of maps for different types of texts. For example, narrative text is there, expository text is there. So when you see, I will share the picture, you can understand the types of maps that we have. 1 minute. Yes. Can you see the picture? 1 minute. Please look at it. Description, sequence, compare and contrast, cause and effect, problems and solution. You can see different graphic organizer for different text types. I would like to show another one. You could see here. This is by Hyrel, Thinking Maps. You could see the thinking maps here. So there are many types people are exploring. Please have a look at it clearly. Yes. Let me back to the presentation now. Right. So it's very much clear there are so many types of maps, not just only mind maps to make somebody to understand the listening, speaking, reading, whatever we do. So there are maps, uh, context map as a circle, like bubble map, like tree map for branching out. And you can say cause and effect. What are the causes and what are the process and what are the result of it? So everything we can represent through different types of maps. So you can see the next one I would like to show, like 7 types, like steps to make mind map. The first one, you can understand the central idea. You can say the central idea is a main idea, and the branches are supporting details, and questions and icons and everything, the representation and supporting details of the sub details. So we can also have a kind of grouping it, 3 groups. For example, a family, there are 3 kids are there, 2 boy and 2 boys and 1 girl. You can group them as a male. Or if a boy has a similar like characteristics of the girl, you can link with that and say this is similar features and character. So everything is possible with the mind maps. So we can directly explore it. Then one by one we have a lot of things. How do you do better mind map? Because in the beginning, for example, I have given one map comparing two monkeys in the research. One is fed more, one is fed less. So one looks fat, one looks very young. So when we are comparing two maps, my students could not understand because I have given only one concept. So later they understood different tools. Then they try to say how to compare it, which one is thinner, which one is bigger, which one look young, which one has health issues. Though they understood later, they come to me and ask me. Then I said use go to new, select the template, use compare and contrast. So easily they did it. They understood. They finally told me, sir, it looks very interesting now, easier. So when you are trying to organize some information, it gives you the knowledge, it's not possible, so I have to try in other way. So each information has different types of mind maps we need it. So next one, if you see, I told you how to assess mind mapping based on the category level 1, level 2, level 3. So it shows the deeper the comprehension. For example, I will show you one standardized tool, scoring tool.
Arul, you can continue with your presentation, I think, because now
Is it
the
clear?
is better. If it goes back
Okay.
to being normal, then maybe we can switch to just
Okay.
wait.
Right. Okay. So now you can understand the scoring system. You can see level 1, 2, 3, 4, and cross links and examples and relationships. When you are using related pictures and images, figures, you can give. If it is invalid components, some links are invalid, something reorganization is needed, then we can give 0. This is one small example for scoring. Yes. These are the tools I would like to share with you because Xmind that I use it completely free, but little pro versions are there. But I recommend everybody please explore MindMap, particularly Xmind software. iMind is there that I use it. Generally, is not free actually. Next one, I also construct mind map using Prezi, and free plane is similar to Xmind and Cam tool. Yes, just now I have showed you the meaningful learning with small slide, like how it is getting constructed. That is done by using the camp tool. And another is there, Coggle it. Okay, sorry, the spelling is mistake. Coggle. Coggle it. It is online virtual mind map. Another is MindMeister. That is MindMeister is collaborative mind map, virtual collaborative mind map. And people are there. For example, creating these mind map for this presentation took almost a lot of time for me. But some people are there, sir, difficult for me. Can I use somebody like online map? Yes, there is something called mind map library. In biggerplate.com, you can go there, you can take it. Many mind maps are available there, you can go. Even Xmind, when you go to Xmind, in that blog, a lot of people are making mind maps and uploading it. So you can go and search. If it is there, you will be happy. You can use it, you can reorganize it, you can modify it according to your needed. So mind map is very useful. And Xmind is also very useful.
Arul, hello, Arul. We seem to have lost him again. Yeah?
Yeah, looks like that. I'll call him. Just give me a moment.
while we try and get Arul back, I request you to please put your questions on the chat so that we can display those questions and get Arul to answer some of them as and when as soon as he finishes his talk. Let's see if we can get him back on.
He has a small technical problem. He's coming right back. So we request the audience members to stay.
Yeah.
Perhaps in the meantime, you could fill out feedback form for us. We will leave that in the chat window.
Let's see some of those questions which came up till now. Let's see if I'm going to throw these questions to him. Yeah. How can English literature and language be included in the context of using mind maps? Can we use mind mapping to teach science subjects? I think that's a giveaway. That's easy. Specifically maths, physics, and chemistry. I think we can refer to that. I'll ask him that. This is a comment saying that it's easier to remember, makes things easier to remember and understand the complete text. Okay, that's a comment. I think we'll take some questions. Okay, yeah, that's because of the technical glitch. The whole of the idea is not comprehensible. Yeah, that's an interesting question you can ask Arul. How far is mind mapping better than? Yeah, we have got Arul back, so I think we'll put it to him. Arul,
actually, yeah.
I think when you put your presentation on, there's an issue. So don't worry, forget about it. Just see if you can sum up your talk, and let's go to the questions, because I think there are quite a few questions which are interesting. Meanwhile, let me request the audience. There's a feedback form which has come there. Kindly see if you can fill that. Yeah. Arul, can you see the question? The question on your screen.
Yes. Actually, I'm sorry for the this one, because I would like to show you the reason why I went out the technical, because I'm using two laptops. You can see this one, it became suddenly black color. That is what I expected already.
Don't worry, Arul. Don't worry, Arul.
So I'm using two laptops actually. Yeah.
See if you can answer this question. Yeah.
Okay.
How far is mind mapping better than graphs, pie charts, bar charts? I think he meant bar charts. Vijay Anand.
Yes, very good question.
Transmitting information.
Yeah, good question. So I would like to tell you, that's what I said. When I say mind map, concept map, and spider scribe, or many people ask me, what are the differences between these? So generally I will tell you. Just now I have showed you the different types of maps for organizing information, particularly expository text and other things like thinking map. I have showed you by Hyrule. And if you see that, you can understand, because each text has its own structure. So when you are using particularly graphs, is different representation of the information. Pie chart and diagram, you can represent the numerals and everything. Chart, you want to show a lot of informations are available to the audience. When it comes to mind map, what is that is, it is not for just audience, it is mainly to construct the knowledge. So central idea, and you make it. Both are visual form. Both are using graphics, using visuals. But when it comes to mind mapping, it is a thinking tool. When it comes to graph, already you have information. You want to represent and show it, simplify to the audience and present it and represent it. But when it comes to mind map, we can call it as a learning tool. so that we can use for learning.
Yeah.
Yes. The other
Okay.
question says, can we use mind mapping to teach science subjects? Yes, definitely. More than mind map, I suggest for the science, mathematics, and chemistry, concept mapping, because concept map concepts are there in the chemistry and physics and mathematics. So they can use concept map to develop the concepts. So the C map tool can help these people compared to mind map. We can also use mind map. I'm not saying no. We can use mind maps, but the difference is, if you want to more academic or more without icons, images, colors, you can choose the concept map. If you want to make it more interesting, motivating, and branches easier to organize it, you can use the Xmind. So it is possible for English teachers or any other subject teachers to use the concepts to organize it. Yes. Can we use mind maps in textbooks to enhance? Yeah, definitely. When I say how, definitely means in Tamil Nadu, ABL method is there, active based learning. They use cards, activity cards. Sometimes if you see at the end of the text, they have mind map. For example, in RIE, we have in Regional Institute of Education, Mysore, we have constructive paradigm system like SIFT. Here, we can make lesson plans based on constructivism for all the streams like MSc Ed, science, physics, and chemistry. They use concept map at the end. There is one column at the end of the lesson plan. They must make one map. Same way, when we are going for teaching practice, we ask the teacher trainers, student teachers to make one concept map so that it is easier for us to transact the information, discussion, brainstorming, and retrieving information. At the end, you can also revise the map easily by showing like a bird view, like complete view. You can show many things possible. Next question is like, okay, how can teacher creativity be incorporated? Yeah, interesting question. More interesting because generally when it comes to language learning, it's a skill subject, but it is a concept that we use it. But how do you make it more creative? That's what Tony Buzan says. When you're using right side brain, we have a lot of creativity in that. So he also uses the word clearly, divergent thinking. So the divergent thinking can be captured using mind maps. So different ideas are coming from students. You can pick up like brainstorming. You can put it in a map so that everybody can see it and understand it and reorganize it. And when it comes to some informations are not relevant, zero. When it is relevant, yes. When it is going beyond the branches, extending the branches, we can understand the deeper learning, the deeper comprehension. So it will be more creative. Yes. Can you go back to the previous question by Pal Kunshekar, sir? Yeah, please include teaching of English literature and language in your presentation. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, generally I make a history of English literature, story map, plots. For example, if I take Shakespeare play or something novels, I make character analysis with the map. Timelines, history of English literature, I make timeline map. It looks like a fish, so like branches it goes, so that year wise I can explain it easily. So when you are looking at the map timeline, easier for you, you can go through the history like that. When it comes to character analysis and different comparative literature, Tamil literature too and other literature, you can also comparative map, you can make it clearly. Right. The next question, how far can we use mind map for teaching a grammar? Oh yeah, very good. There is something called Collins Language Revolution. They brought a book, learning French, Italian, and Spanish. They have a book for language learning, grammar of Italian and Spanish, and also vocabulary. So you can go through that. For example, if you are teaching phrasal verb, for example, the central idea will be like take off, take in, take out. So you can make branch wise. Another, if you want to teach vocabulary, you can take something Google. So what are the things Google can do it? Google Doc, Google Slide, Google Drive, you can say Google Team, like Meet. So many things are there. Again, you can go beyond that. In Google Doc, what else you can do it? So in Google Drive, what are the facilities are there? So it goes beyond. So vocabulary can be developed with contextualized. At the same time, grammar, when you're saying grammar, um, for example, parts of speech you are teaching something or verb you are teaching. Just now I told you phrasal verb. So any concept you take it, today's topic is this. And these are the criteria, these are the usage. So what are the examples? So you can make them to use clearly. Right. What is the last question, please? Can we use mind mapping only in writing class? No, actually my research was based on reading, because mind map as a learning tool to read something. I'm come back to the writing class. For example, to write something we need some information. So whenever we ask our learners to write something, they start writing, but it is not a meaningfully organized. Even they end abruptly. But after making mind maps, what I have realized that I don't give them the text. For example, I had an activity like summarization. I gave them text. I asked them to summarize it. What they have done, they simply cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste as a complete statement. But when I asked them to make mind map, they don't know that they are going to summarize it. Soon after they made mind map, because in each branch, one keyword, there is no statement. There is no possibility of copying the complete statement in the summary. So I took all the paragraph. I gave them mind map back. So take the mind map, please summarize it. So they also surprised first time that everybody wrote different statement, even not the same construction, because words are there and meaning is there. The concept is properly explained in their own language. But in the previous activity, I gave them the text and asked them to summarize it. But what they did it is mistake, or fortunately, unfortunately, they started picking the statements and keeping it. For example, how do you take notes online? Go, browse, blog, copy, and paste it. So exactly you take it. Even if you want to take something in the writing, mind maps will help them. Also, mind maps helps them for presenting. I ask them to present it. Everybody knows when we ask presentation skill, students take the paper. They will say, good morning, I'm going to read this, and next one, this, there are categories. But I ask them to make mind map and ask them to present it. In the mind map, one keyword, but they are not reading it. They are looking at the map and coming back and presenting it. Because one keyword is there, immediately they are looking at it. So it enables the learners to have eye contact, not just deep into the text that they are reading it. Yes. Can mind mapping? Yes, I can see. Be used while teaching poetry. Yeah, since it is a creative activity, it's definitely like you can capture the imagination. That's what I told you. It is a thinking tool. Generally, whenever you are reading poetry, everybody reads differently. So since it is a concept, so different concept is developed. So when you are feeling something, so when you feel something, how do you represent in the visual form or image form? For example, there is a poetry. It has a rhythm and everything. You can teach them rhyming words and you can tell them the concept. For example, there is a textbook like a schoolboy. That schoolboy wants to go and enjoy. He looks at the birds, it is free outside, but he is inside, it is locked. And this is the time I want to go around, play around. Look at the birds are making happy things. So he can make the map to remember that concept like they're available in the poetry. But the aesthetics of the poetry can be coming from inside. So we can't bring that, but we can make the learners to understand the poetry better, or each time we can reorganize it based on that. Sometimes it is difficult to make mind map for text or write descriptive. Sometimes it is more conversation like, yes, very good. And comics, kindly tell how to go about with it for young learners. Yes, that's what. My research is actually reading descriptive text, that is expository text. When it comes to narrative text, it is all about the story, the plot. When you say the plot, it goes with, start with the story and it goes and ends there. But when it comes to descriptive text, it is more about information available there. And when you see the this particular text, and sometimes I showed you the different maps are there, right? Like round map for the context, and scribe is there, tree maps are there. So based on the types, for example, one text I will tell you, transportation. So different types of transportation, like airway, like you can say sea, you can say water, roads, like land. So many types, right? So that time you can expand the branches and you can connect it. When you say the developments, so development one, for example, NP is there, national education policy is there, 1, 2, 3. In one, what are the differences you can make it? At the same time, you can also make what are the features of NP 2020 and how it is different from the other. So easily you can link it. You can link and say what are the differences, and also link it and say what are the similarities, you can say. So mind mapping can be used as a note making tool. Yeah, good. Here I can show you one. How do we make tool, particularly note making and note taking? Whenever I listen to the lectures, I try to draw things here and there and make it and connect it and link it and rewrite it and then do that. But it will be more useful for reading purpose. In reading time, you are getting some idea and putting it. And when you are getting the idea, when you're putting it in the mind map, what happens, for example, I have read 35 pages of article. I'm not able to remember what happened in the fifth page, sixth page. And in between, I forget it. And I go back and search, where was that information similar to that? I will be searching. But when I make note as a tool, this mind map, it is easier. So mind map is also known as one of the advanced note making tool. It is not simple normal way of making notes. For example, in normal note making, what we do, we list down, list point 1, point 2, point 3, otherwise we dash like that. But when you are making mind map as the central idea and organizing, there is association. But in our normal note taking, in the page, complete list will be there. So whenever we share our notes to our friends, for example, somebody is absent one day, I give my notes. Arul, please come here. What is that you have written here? Why it is different? Where it is connected? But when we are using the map, easily we can see that associations are made visible. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So example 4. Can I go back? Can I go back the previous one? Shema Joe's question, please.
Ma'am didn't have a question, Arul. She was complimenting you.
Okay, I was about to.
That was just a compliment.
Okay,
So
right. Okay, thank you.
Mohan Daktar also giving you
Right. Is it different from flowchart? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, the technical problem made me to. Right. Thank you, sir. Is it different from flowchart or similar? Flowchart is a part of mind map, I can say. That's what I showed you on flowchart, like a concept map, like a flowchart. We can make it. That is one of the mind maps, I can say. How to develop skills of mind mapping in students? Okay. This is a really good question. Like, she is my RI student. Actually, we have to know at the end of the lesson plan, we have to make, that's what she's asking. Generally, we have to make simple maps like bubbles, central idea, and supporting details. Slowly, you can make the branches of supporting details with examples, connections, or similarities, or whatever it is. Like, you can connect it. You can make small icons, right? Small graphics. You can also take online if you are using digital mind map. You can also make collaboration. So in one tool, for example, like Mind Mesa, you can connect many students so they can work together and construct the map. For example, I was teaching here peace and value education. My students are making the constitution as a group, so they were developing the mind map. So how to teach the learners to make mind maps? There is a book by Tony Buzan, Mind Maps for Kids. It's so interesting because it is more colorful, because adults may not like the colorful things. You are asking me to use colors. You are asking me to draw things. No, it is easy for me to write. Kids, they can write it. They can draw things because they think my picture is not good. I may not write. I may not draw well. So that's what I wanted to show something, how to draw. You can make simple. You can use different pictures. Make it. Once you try, it will be developed. For example, my skill on mind mapping will not develop within a day. 7 years I did it. So still I'm learning it. Right, Swami, can we apply during motivation? Yes, motivation, I told you, brainstorming time, you can use it. We can brainstorm it. We can motivate the learners. When they give the ideas, you are organizing on the board. You can also ask others to organize it, reorganize it. And during means while presenting, you can use it. Most of the time I use in my classes, like after making mind map, I will give them the text, make them to make it, so that you can understand. After learning, what we do is like recalling. So I have a PPT. What happens? It starts with central idea. Idea 1, supporting idea 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, completed. At the end, the complete mind map will be there. So when they look at it, all the 8 branches, oh, this is what, oh, now it's more clear. So at the end, it will be more easier to review it, easy to check it. For example, after 1 month, you want to go for exam, you take the map and look at it at a glance. So easy for review it. Revision is very much good. And your clarification of doubts and queries. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Okay. How does the mind map help teacher to design activities? Right. Yes, that's what I had one question. Right. When we are developing something, not thinking about our excellent students, we think, oh, they are very poor. So I feel sympathy. Okay, let me help. So how can I help you? So I can say some best thing for you I can find out. So what kind of tools I can find out? Easier tool. That is mind map. So for example, when it is visual and give them few keywords they can remember. For example, I will tell you, if you ask a kid to present it, they don't remember any status like sentences. So if they're reading one paragraph, for example, we make the kids write, fourth standard kids on the stage, they are going to speak, completely memorize it. Good morning, my name is Gandhi ji, I am the father of the nation. All sentences are memorized it. That is not a presentation. Memorizing and coming out, like kind of thinking without, like you will be like thinking upside, the sentences coming to your mind, not like that. This one, the slow learners will think of the concept and they can speak well. So they will be more confident. They also think that I can also learn better. So it is good to focus on slow learners, because excellent learners will learn themselves. They have new strategies. But slow learners, why they are slow learners? Because they don't have proper strategies, learning strategies. Please introduce them the learning strategies. Also introduce them the metacognitive strategies. How do they learn? What is it they do mistakes? Right? How do they correct the learning things? Which one is different styles of learnings are there? Which style of learning I belong to? So they will be like thinking about it. Then they can come up with the excellent way. That's what mind map is, not making anybody excellent. Mind map is unlocking the true potential. Already what you have, we are unlocking that. That's it. So how can you say, what was the previous question? Yes, 1 minute. How can we say mind, what purpose? Yeah. Since it is a concept, organized, any purpose, for example, teaching, I am doing it, learning, I'm doing it, researching, I'm doing it. Within my research, I read articles I used for research purpose. Even I go for training, I go for small school kids, right? I teach my friends, many. Even if you go online, mind map for business, yes, you can see it. Mind map for school, you can see it. Different purposes are there. Based on that, you can choose it. Yes. Okay. How can you use mind map? Right. Thank you so much. Mind maps in speaking skill. Yes, very excellent. Because I asked them to speak, public speaking. Okay. I gave them Abdul Kalam speak. And also I gave them I dream. Right. So when I say they're simply reading out, they took print out and started dreaming. I have a dream. Like another, they say in 2020, I have vision. I told them, don't read out, don't read out. You speak. They're not able to speak. Then I gave them the text. I gave them white paper and color pencils. I told them, please make mind map. Central idea. Who is speaking? Abdul Kalam. Okay. What he is saying, what are the objectives of it? What he is like dreaming about? What are the visions? And what is that he expects in which day in 2025? When he is achieving this, then what are the points he wants to achieve? And he says, what are the problems in politics? What are the problems in the education system? Why he's focusing on the kids? So I made them to write one word, one word, one word. I told them, keep it in the paper, like small paper, like a small mind map. Then started speaking, because they see one word, 2020. Then they started saying, 2020, I have vision that India will be developed. Then next they see in education. Yeah, they look at, when they see the word education, they are talking, they are speaking it. So that's what I feel very happy, that learners are speaking instead of reading. Yes, good talk. Please provide feedback link with mail. Yes, definitely.
No, that's
right.
Not
certificate.
I'll come to that later. You go ahead with the questions.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kavya. She is also my RI RI student, B.Ed. She is excellent one. And how can we use for LSRW skill? Right. For listening purpose, whenever we are listening, we take note. That is mind map. We can do it. For speaking, we have to speak what we are going to speak. We collect the information, right? First one, we think about the topic, collect the information, but while organizing the information for the speech, we need mind map. Same way when it comes to reading. My research is on reading. Whenever read, a lot of informations are coming in. So reading comprehension means simultaneously extracting the meaning and constructing the meaning. Generally, we extract, we don't construct. But when we are using mind maps, we extract and construct. Both we can be like doing simultaneously. When it comes to writing, I told you, summary writing can be used, mind map can be used. And when it comes to technical writings, we can have the technical concepts and write into proper way. Yes. We can also teach grammar. We can also teach vocabulary. Yes. I will show you one small sharing here in my, please can you share my PPT there? People are asking different things. Can we? Yes. 1 minute. I would like to show on small things. Okay, these are the resources that I would like to show. Yes. I don't want to like speak. My voice will break. I would like to show. These are the tools. And these are the vocabulary. You can see how we teach vocabulary. And you see how we teach vocabulary related to health. See how branches are going. Right. Radiant thinking, we can say. And you see, related to emotions, how we are organizing it, the ideas, categorizing it. And you see, Google, I told you just now. And this is what first I tried, how it looks. I want to see it. This is my teaching purpose I used. Later, I tried like this. Later, I added this. Look at the differences of these three. 1, 2, and 3. See how I am developing it by adding, organizing it. So this is how we use it for, I use it for teaching purpose. And I want to show how it looks like. Starts with 1, thinking about the topic. And you can see collect information. So it goes on. So the small, somebody asked about note making and note taking. So this is the skill I teach through mind mapping. You can see not just note making, note taking. There is something called note interacting, note reflecting, how it is connected. Can you see the picture, please? You see how I'm teaching there. Right. The next one I would like to show. This is template mind map we can use for assessment. We can give them blank map so that the students can read the text, they come up with the answer, they write it based on the context. You see one example, my student did it like that. The students are making India and started answering. See, he scored 7. This is rural area school. It is ADW school, Adi Dravidar Welfare School. Their students are from low, like poor kids. They were not even able to read in English. But you look, I got surprised, they got 7 marks. So they were interested in learning computer too. And next one you see here. This is one of the pilot study. And this is the criteria, scoring criteria. I make map and I make them to sit and read and make it. I analyze it. And you can see here how I categorize it and how I given the scoring system properly. This is constructed by my pilot study student. The student made it. And see this one I used for my research methodology. Professor Mohan Raj taught me there. That time I used this, making this. So it made me to remember easily, understand the categorize it, because this is Mac and Susan, Cass Susan has given this book, research methodology, the categories. Easily I can see the color wise and concept wise. You can see this is my research purpose. I used it. It is not clear.
Arul,
if you want, I have to, yeah.
Dr. Shema Jose is asking which tool is this?
Okay, this is XMind, and at present I'm showing with iMind map. I'm coming back to that. Right, these are the references. Like first one, Tony Buzan started using Use Your Head, because this is a very famous program. He used BBC channel, TV channel in 1960s. He became very famous, then produced the ultimate mind map book. And somebody asked me for kids, right? This book will help them. Mind maps for kids. It is very good for the small kids. And this one is for concept mapping. He also started same 1960s, learning how to learn. He says how to use your head. He says how to learn. Then there is a new book, Learning, Creating and Using Knowledge. And this is applied concept map we can use for physics, chemistry, whatever. And I told you, right, for language learning, Collins Language Revolution. You can see beginners, Italian, Spanish, and French. There is already book is made with the help of mind mapping. Language learning meets mind mapping. You see that. And the next one you can see Spanish. Next one, Spanish grammar. Another is Italian word power. You can use for vocabulary, you can use for language, you can use for grammar. Right. I hope I'm coming back. I hope you understand the questions with the images, how we coming back. Yes. Yeah, I come back. So how can we use mind map in spelling for kids? Yeah, very good question. Actually, one of my friend, Venkat, is doing spelling, acquisition of spelling for blind students. So I taught him mind mapping. What is that interesting is that the mind mapping is when we are making types of pronunciations like silent letters, we can make it. What are the silent letters? Grouping these particular silent letters. T is silent in this. And if you make something like OUGH, same, and categorize it, group it. So when you're grouping the spelling types and strategies, like types of spelling, it is easier. For example, in engineering college, I was teaching verbal ability in CVR college. In that verbal ability, there is a column, spellings. For them also spelling comes. So in that time, I was teaching like type 1, type 2, type, they're not interested in. So I told them 1 minute, tomorrow I will come and teach you back. So I started teaching the concept first properly and give the examples, ask them to reorganize it, why you are connecting it. But they're connecting, but they're not able to explain. Then I showed the map. They were so happy and they remember it well. So if possible, I can also like check online and share with you. Right? Understanding is a precondition for learners to be able to make mind map. Okay. How can a teacher help a student who struggles with comprehension text in making mind map for themselves? Yeah. In my MPhil, what happened? Individual paper pencil mind map I used. Paper pencil mind map. Individually they create it. So a lot of problems are there. Yes. We have to go, we have to guide, we have to facilitate. For example, I asked them, they are from rural background. I gave a text and asked them, please read it. They were like sitting, what to do, where to read. So I told them, take the paper, start making it. So that time, they're not asking me how to read. They're asking, sir, it is coming here or is it going, where to write it? Sir, I don't know how to write. I got the point now. So how to write it? So they started doing it. So that is what I felt good when it is added with it. Thank you, sir. He is my colleague in CVR College. Thank you, sir. And can we have a session on how to make mind map? Yes. Yeah, that's what our future plan. Our future plan is based on this webinar, first series. Today is the first in the series. Based on the interest and people's recommendations, we would like to have a workshop. Today is a presentation. What is mind map? And how do we create it? What are the purpose we create it? Right? Is it good or not good? And many things regarding the mind map, but we are planning making workshop. See, for the presentation itself, technical problems are there, but next time I think I have to have a stable connection, stable internet connection, and a proper place, and I have to make preparation, make everybody to install the software. Then I can make. Definitely, we will make. We are planning for the future upcoming web series like webinar series. We are trying to make workshop later. Is it any particular tool that yes, framework for mind? Yes. Yes, we can use Xmind. Please remember Xmind. You can make it in the computer. You can upload it online. If you don't have computer, you are in the office, you want to make it, you can use Koggle. COGGLE.it, not .com. Koggle. Another one is MindMazer. MindMazer enables you to collaborate virtually, real-time collaboration. But maximum 3 maps you can use it. That is free. Maximum 3 maps means in the group. For example, you are teaching in the classroom, 30 students, 10, 10, 10. So one group. You can use MindMazer. In that, you can enable them as a group. they can work together. In my research also, I started using paper pencil mind map, moved to digital mind map, and moved to collaborative mind map and digital collaborative mind map. So there are many tools are there, we can use it. Yes.
All right. So some very interesting questions, and thank you, Dr. Arul Nehru, for
Thank you so much.
handling those questions really well. I know the beginning was a bit shaky because you had technical glitches and all that happening there. Thank you to all the participants who participated, not only in viewing it patiently and also asking some very interesting questions, which we could pass on to Arul and he could answer some of them. There are a few questions about certificates. Now, see, we live in a world where everything is driven by external purposes, right? So, certificates are important in life for professional development and so on. Unfortunately, for this session, we don't have certificates because we are not an entity which can give out certificates, right? So, we are just a research scholars forum. It's a forum where people come together and just we do voluntary work. We just help. We help each other get a platform to share our ideas. So if you think these ideas are a gain in itself, it's profitable in that sense, and that's the biggest certificate. I think unfortunately we don't have a certificate to give away, and I think it's in order that we don't have a certificate because a certificate has a limit, and if you are here just for the certificate, I think that takes away some of the charm. Let me also remind you that there is an upcoming event, which is a panel discussion I told you about at the beginning. Very interesting panel discussion with 4 stalwarts from the former EFL University. Four stalwarts who are formerly with EFL University, not the former EFL University. They have agreed kindly to be on the panel on 15th August, which is Independence Day. The time and so on, we'll work out all those details, how we're going to do it and all that stuff. There is a form which you can see on the comments here, Google Docs form, which is a registration form. You can actually fill in that form and this is the form. You can fill in that form and register for that panel discussion. It's going to be, I'm sure we'll iron out all these technical issues, if any, and I'm sure we'll have a much more enriching, we'll have an equally enriching panel discussion. Can I say my big thanks to Dr. Arul Nehru for agreeing to do a talk. Those of you who are happy to who are interested in taking this forward in the form of a workshop, Arul will be happy to work that out. We'll do this, we'll coordinate and see when we can do this at a later time. Meanwhile, we'll iron out all the other things that Arul has to take care of in terms of technical aspects. Thank you to many of the participants who are very involved and who asked some sensible questions. Thank you to my colleagues and partners in crime, Cherry Matthew Philippos in absentia, Sharun Sunny and Sony Varghese for their infectious energy. Somebody wrote, I think it was Shema, Dr. Shema again, who said infectious energy for something else, but I'm just borrowing that term. I think infectious energy is an appropriate term for these 3 blokes who sort of run like an engine, this forum, yearly forum. And to all the people who started it in 2010, many names. I don't want to take names because I might be missing out a few. To all the teachers of EFLU, especially the yearly school, who backed us all through, all through this journey and still are constantly behind everything that we do. Hats off to them, hats off to the team, and hats off to all the participants. Thank you, Dr. Arul, again, and thank you for managing this, especially the question answer session, beautifully in spite of the hiccups that we faced at the beginning. Shall we say goodbye at the end of
I
this?
would like to say a few words.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank EFLU, IFLU Forum, Sharon and Dipesh, Sony and Cherry. Cherry keeps on asking me, shall we do something? Arul, you did something. So I felt so great because this is my first webinar on mind map. After doing my PhD, I closed the book. Today I opened it and then really it is like revising and energetic and happy to see everybody. I could see my guide. I will tell you one thing. Always the beginning is a problem for me. I could not join my 10th standard, my degree, PhD, everywhere is trouble. Even to get the guide is trouble because everybody rejected my topic. Mind map, please, mind map. I remember even now, lifetime I thank my guide, Shema Jose, because she signed first signature acceptance signs on IFLU ground. People are playing on the ground. She was on the way to go back. She said, Arul, come here. Where are you? I will sign. I accept. So that day, my life changed. So I thank Geeta ma'am because always asks me, Arul, I'm not making mind map. Do you think that I'm not reading well? So she asks questions like, okay, I'm not interested in mind map. You want to force me to use it? No. So she questioned me. So most of the frequently asked questions are from her. So I thank Geeta ma'am for asking me questions so that it made me to think. And you see, Mohan Raj sir, he will be like knowing what I do. Even without telling, she will ask Shema Jose what he's doing. So whenever I go, he meets me and asks me, what are you doing? Mind map, something interesting. Please do it better. Rajagopal sir helps me. And Palgun Shekhar, like sir, always motivates me and asks me, Arul, you are doing good thing. You have to get job better positions like that. So I thank everybody. Even Sony also. When you say Sony, most of the time, yes, man, you can do it. Like, no,
Yeah.
it is really great to have friends, teachers like that. So I thank
And
everybody. I thank
this
everybody.
this is an appropriate time for me to correct myself. I said Sony Varghese for some reason. I don't know. I is Sony Joseph. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah.
We are just
Uh,
blessed to be part of a community where we wish well for everybody. We are always thinking of what we can do to help each other. Our guiding spirits have always been our professors, who are also exactly always thinking about somebody else's well-being before their own. So yes, Arul, you're absolutely right. We are,
Thank you.
truly blessed to be in a community, in an environment that is enriching, that is constantly helping us to think how we can do things better. So thank you for being with us today, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you so
somebody
much.
somebody had a question asking if this YouTube session will be on. This will be on this platform always, so you can always come back to this to watch it. And we'll try and see if we can share some inputs that Arul had shown in his PowerPoint, and which some of
Yes,
us missed for various reasons. We'll try and see if we
yeah,
can share them. We have your email IDs. Thank you very much. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.